Hey love, today is all about finding that beautiful light for glasses. How to go from this to this. Yeah. There's no reason that you shouldn't have glorious, luminous, beautiful light without all of the glare. So I'm gonna show you how to achieve that in both daylight scenarios and nighttime. Oh gosh, this is like the bane of my existence, keeping glasses clean. I've had glasses since the age of 3. You can see from this cute little baby picture of me. But I had these big, sexy, beautiful glasses, and last year I left them in my rental car in Costa Rica. So I have not replaced them because, yeah, that'd be quite an investment for having forgot where they were in the first place. In the meantime, I've just been like pulling this face a lot because I'm nearsighted. But for all of you beautiful folks out there with glasses, this video is for you. And if we're just meeting, hello, I'm Gia. I'm a photographer based in Portland, and I love teaching this stuff. I love having people feel confident to be able to show up on camera, in video as themselves and feel really authentic and look good doing it. If you haven't seen this video right here, this is the primer for today. It goes over how to look good in Zoom. We talk about angles, we talk about lighting, we talk about backgrounds, we talk about all that stuff to really give you a firm basis on, I gotta take these off. Woo! These are not actually my glasses. I borrowed them from a friend and they're like 2 times the magnification. So hurt my eyes a little bit at this point. We'll come back to these. Check out this video if you haven't seen it already. That will give you a firm background on everything leading up to now. But I got a lot of amazing comments from so many of you asking, how do we do this for glasses? Because the big issue that we see is that if you have glasses, you're gonna be dealing with glare if you light in the way I recommend, which is a big, beautiful window. I'm gonna show you how to Tai Chi that and what you need to know in order to create the perfect light for you, whether it's daylight or at nighttime. And really quickly before we dive in, I just have to say, I am so in awe and so grateful of the last week. Like this time last week, I had just over 1,000 subscribers. I was 22% on my way to the 4,000 watch hours, and I was just, plugging along with very few people seeing my stuff. And thanks to you, I have received hundreds of comments. That video has 200,000 views, and my subscribers have gone from 1,000 to over 6,000, and I am just, and I got monetized, which is so amazing, and I am just so grateful. I mean, you can probably relate to this. It's weird talking to the camera. It's weird putting yourself out there, and it's this oddly vulnerable thing, and it's just so meaningful to receive comments that this content really helps and is resonated and is beneficial to you, and the likes and the shares. If you don't know about how YouTube works, really, all of that engagement, and so anything you can offer on this video would be amazing, because all of that engagement tells the algorithm that this video is worth watching, and then it pushes it out to all these people. So it has just been this mind-blowing, amazing journey that I am so grateful to be on, and I'm excited to make more content. So comment down below if there's anything that you want me to make a video on. I am happy to, and leave a comment so I know who you are. They really mean so much to me and really help supporting the channel. Okay, and then last thing is I gotta put my hair up because I'm way too hot, and I was trying to be cute for you, but it is a bazillion degrees in this apartment, and I can't have any air or fans on because it would make the sound horrible. So yeah, we tried it, curly hair problems. And now my neck is sweating. Starting where we left off with the previous video, how to look good on Zoom, I am facing a big window. Here's the issue. When I put my glasses on, as you may have noticed, we see all of this reflective stuff, and the closer I get to the window, the more we start to see all of that stuff going on, which makes it so people can't see into our eyes, they don't take us as seriously, all that good stuff. The first thing to know is this thing called angle of incidence. It's a technical photography term, but it's pretty easy to understand once you wrap your mind around it. Basically, the angle of incidence is the angle at which something will reflect. And with every surface, there's an angle out that if you see that light source, it's going to reflect in the lens lens of a mirror or your glasses. This is future editing Gia, and I just realized that I kind of glossed over what angle of incidence, family of angles means. So I'm gonna explain that now. That the angle of incidence and angle of reflectance are like technical terms that both work together to create what are called the family of angles. Once you understand the family of angles, then you can control glare and make sure that nothing is reflecting, no matter what size glasses you have or wherever you are. What we're talking about is something called the family of angles. And what this is for any reflective surface, like let's say these are your glasses, there's an angle, and all of these angles inside that are going to reflect, if this is light out here, that are going to reflect back on the surface, creating what's called a direct reflection. Let's pretend these are your glasses. And this is the big window that I suggest you sit out in front of. What typically happens is that with this window, you have light coming in at all these different directions. But because that light is sitting solidly within these family of angles, all of this light that's hitting in there is going to be reflected here. And we're going to get that gross glare that we see. What we have to do then is take into account the family of angles and make sure that there's no light coming in here. So what we do is put a cutter card or a flag here. And what that does is that blocks the light. So the only thing that would be reflected in here is darkness, which means that nothing is reflected here so we can see our eyes. Then we make sure that there's enough light coming in from up top that your face, which is here, is still going to get that light. You could even do it from the bottom as well with a reflector. And then nothing is being reflected here, but you're still being evenly lit. That's what we're gonna try to achieve today, but this is the root reason why you get glare. Glasses are here, where's your computer screen? Well, it's typically right here. And when your computer screen is emitting light, it's right sitting inside the family of angles. And a lot of times that computer glare is like a bluish color, right? So we're gonna talk about how to get rid of this and how to light so that you can get that beautiful window light without that glare. We wanna keep that big, beautiful front light. We just wanna take the light outside of the angle of incidence, outside of the angle that will reflect in our glasses. How do we do that? Well, we need to get what are called flags, which basically just means something that cuts the light. The thing you want to know is you want them to be dark, because anything that's light is going to reflect, anything that's dark is going to show what's behind the glass, which is your big, beautiful face. You know what I mean? If you are new to me, you may not know that I believe that you should really work with what you have. There's no reason to try to spend a lot of money and invest in all this stuff when a lot of times there are workable solutions right around us, and it's just a matter of a little creativity. When I was looking through my disastrous space, which, should I show you? I'm gonna show you because I'm getting that little twinge of not wanting to be judged, which to me tells me that I just need to be brave. So I'm gonna show you. I have some serious clutter going on right now. What's behind me, it's just a disaster. Yeah, and then we go into the kitchen area. This is all the stuff I moved to try to create this clean, like kind of set moment that feels like I have my life together. And then this is all the stuff that's just, yeah. I'm trying to adult, I'm trying to get my life together, but I've had a shoot this week, and so I had a lot going on, and it's just not my superpower. So when I get stressed, it's the first thing that goes is the order. But sometimes clutter actually comes in handy. And recently I deconstructed a desk that I'd had for a long time, and I just haven't yet gotten rid of these big panels that were a part of the desk. And I thought to myself, hey, this is dark, it's big, let's use this to cut the light. Going to slide these back here and make sure they're going all the way to the edge. And I have one more, well, I have two more. Because having a wide window is definitely what you want, which means you have to be able to cover everything to cut down that light enough. So I have these big two pieces, which is perfect. But I have this little bit of area right here that we still need to take care of. And I found this little guy which is not quite big enough, but might get us almost all the way there. If we look at what we have, if I bring my glasses down, you can see I've cut out all the light that's exactly in front of me. So I can move my face all this way, all down, and you just see my face. Now, if I angle up high, we're still gonna see this light at the top of the window because that's actually the light that's lighting my face. But if I keep my head in this zone, you're just really seeing my eyes without seeing all of it, which they actually look bigger because of this magnification, right? If I wanted to do it so I could raise my head even up higher, all I would have to do is just build up a little bit more, and you could do hardboard, you could use anything that's just going to cut the light. I don't really have anything right now, and I feel good with this because I can stay in this range. If I hit my head up a little bit, I know that glare is gonna be there, and I know I can take it down if I want to, but otherwise, most of where I'm gonna be talking, you're not gonna be seeing that glare on my face. The important thing to know is that you want to make sure that you are cutting down the light all the way across. That's gonna give you all of this angle in here without any reflection. A lot of you asked, what about the glare from the computer? If you are using this big natural light, the light from your computer, you're not gonna get that green or blue glare directly because even though it's in the angle of incidence, it isn't bright enough compared to all the light that's lighting you. That's why this would be my go-to setup if you're teaching during the day. Now, let's cut to what happens at night. We're back, it's 5 hours later, and now we're gonna take a look at the nighttime setup. This is that type of classic reflection that we get from the screen. Now you'll notice sometimes people will have a bluer color cast, a green color cast. It really depends on what you're actually looking at. The way to get past the computer reflection is to make it so that your key lights, the main lights that are hitting you, are bright enough that it adjusts the exposure in the webcam so you don't see the light coming from the screen. How we're gonna do that is we're gonna add these two key lights that are gonna give us that glow. I'm sitting right here. And then I have, and these are just honestly really cheap Amazon lights. I have 1, 2 in a softbox right in front, and you can see they're creating that big window shape, evenly lighting my face. Then, and again, ignore the disaster, I have this little lamp with a daylight balance bulb, and it is just shining onto this background, so we have a little bit of light on that page. This is definitely optimal, unless you got glasses. Then we're back to this unattractive glasses situation. Now, you can't really see that computer glare. If you notice the part where it's actually blacked out and darker, where you can actually see my eye, is where the computer is blocking the light from behind. Even though I haven't adjusted the brightness on the computer, because these lights that are lighting me now are so much brighter, the exposure has totally changed to now the computer screen is showing up as dark and you can see my eyes through it. However, we ended up with a different problem where now you can see the actual lights in the background. The question you might be asking yourself now is, how do we get rid of that glare? Well, it's the same principle, although actually at night it's a little bit easier because these lights have stands and have angles. All we have to do is take them up out of the angle of incidence. So let's do that now. Now, if we look, I'm sitting right here. Screen is there, and it's quite a bit above. Oh yeah, see? You can see my face, you can see my eyes. But you'll notice again, if I look up, that's where you start to see them. If one of the light stands that I have is a really legitimate one, so it could go up even higher. The other one, sadly, came with the kit, and it doesn't really have very much extension. I'm just gonna try to angle it so it's pointing more straight back, give me a little bit more. So now you can see my big, beautiful face. You'll notice if I come in close, there's a tiny bit of a glare. I can reduce that if I take the brightness down a little bit on my screen. And then that little bit of glare coming from the screen is gone. And we are out of breath, but in business. The last thing I want to show you is a ring light, because So many people have ordered a ring light thinking it will work and look great for them. And if you have glasses, let's see what we get. Ring light. Everybody loves the idea of a ring light, and I get it in theory. I think you can use it in a way where it looks really good. But generally, that's not how people use it. I think a ring light is great if you have a lot of fill, because a ring light can create really weird, unnatural shadows that show all the way. Oh, actually, one of the pictures I made, yes, I'm gonna put that picture right here. You can see these ghostly shadows, right? This is why I'm not a huge fan of the ring light, unless it's just adding that sparkle on your face and you have a lot of fill behind. I broke down and got this ring light now, and I'll show you, it's just positioned right in front of my computer screen. You can see I put it just where you would imagine. It's not too bad, but see how there's a little bit of like weird ghosting behind me? Normally a shadow would come from one side, wouldn't be as orbital and weird, but that's what you get with the ring light. That's why, honestly, they're not my favorite. But this is what happens if you have glasses. And I have actually seen people on YouTube channels and things that just have full-on conversations like this, and I keep thinking to myself, we can't see your eyes. I don't know what's happening. It feels weird and alien-like, and if that's your vibe, great, I'm all for it, but otherwise it's really distracting. That said, if you do have a ring light and glasses, never fear. We're gonna use the exact same principle to make a ring light work. First thing I'm gonna do is raise it up as high as it, yeah, oh yeah, this will be good. So it's out of the angle of incidence. And because it's up high right now, what's great about this ring light, even though there's other reasons why I don't love it, is it has this angle adjustment. So I can angle it down. So there's a little bit more of an angling orb coming down toward me, but it's going to be up high enough that it won't catch the reflection. As you can see, now is my computer screen. You can't see the ring light until you angle up a bit. And you can't really notice, but I'll show you the side. See how it's tilted. The benefit of that angle is that instead of just the bottom being the most intensity, creating that angle is creating the same distance between both the top and the bottom, so it's giving me more of an even light. Now, if we put our glasses down, we're getting much better. However, this ring light isn't bright enough to cut down the glare from the computer. So if I was using this as an actual setup, what I would have to do is dial down the brightness until I get rid of that reflection. Yeah, this just isn't my favorite. And this ring light, it's tough because it's supposed to be bicolor, which means it's supposed to be warmer on the one hand, that's more tungsten, and cooler, but the cooler is super magenta. How I've actually been using it is in my course that I just created called Amplified or Tokenized, that helps go through the process to really make meaningful campaigns that have meaningful representation and are pushing towards inclusivity. What I did is I used a big window as the key light and then put this ring light on its more magenta cooler mode in the background. So it created a really nice vibe, but it's definitely not color accurate. That's it. You made it to the end of the video, and I love you for that. This was a little bit of a long one. That means so much to me that you were in it with it. I'm super excited for you to now show up on Zoom and on your computer and just look and feel like a boss. Remember that if you are having these critical voices that are telling you that you're not good enough, that you're too old, you're too fat, your hairline goes back too far, whatever it is, it's your brain lying to you. You are awesome and you're a badass, and most people are so self-obsessed thinking about how they look, and they're just listening to the information that you're giving them. So take a deep breath. Remember that you're amazing. And if you aren't already part of this crazily growing family, just subscribe below and make sure that you ding the bell and turn on all notifications so that you can see when new videos come out. And if you're looking for a little more info on how to look and feel amazing, check out these videos. Bye.